and that's Atiku Abubakar. How do you actually influence whatever it is that party is leaning towards? Okay, so according to the former Rivers State governor, he says that the office is deliberately designed to be subordinate, that's as VP, often powerless and dependent on the disposition of the president or the temperament of the president, who will quarrel. That is, if he's advised to the president, they will quarrel. So instead of that, he would rather be a minister than be a vice president. Some persons have said, like I and Chema were discussing this evening during the World News at 6, that he's already positioning himself to be a minister a second time in whatever turns up in 2027, rather than be a vice president. So whatever the ADC is deciding, they should not put him in as a VP. He would rather go for president and not VP. And if at all anything comes up and they win or whatever, consider me as a minister, but me, I will not be vice president. So where does that place a Peterobi in this situation? And there are talks that if Peterobi decides to go to another political party, then obviously Tinubu has had a clean win for 2027. But the big question is, what determines elections in this country? Is it about the mechanism to rig elections? Is it about putting people in certain positions to help you rig elections? Or is it about the fact that indeed you merit it? Your works, your disposition in the first tenure has spoken for you. Because they say the first time to prove yourself is the first 4 years. The next 4 years, you're not necessarily going to be compelled to do anything. A couple of people think this next 4 years will be for monies to be grabbed, whatever it is they need to take, because they're not coming back again in that situation. So the first 4 years of whoever is in charge, they need to do what needs to be done that will permutate or give the impulse for anyone to vote for them. Anyways, we're going to be looking into that. Now, I don't know if you remember a particular Akwa Ibom State judge. This is what he said very recently. I found it quite disturbing when I read that story. So what happened recently was quite disturbing. It's concerning a particular meeting that they converged in. Mr. Elvis, you can remember I sent you that particular information. So in Akwa Ibom, somebody who defected from a political party and joined the APC made a statement which a couple of persons found to be quite repulsive. And the reason why the APC drastically reacted to this was that there is already a speculation about the APC, or a perception about the APC, that what they do is to grab, rig, and whatever, and that they position persons that would do all of that for them. So when this statement was made, they said that they distanced themselves and said they would not be parts of whatever it was this whole situation was all about. They condemned the statement of this person who actually made such a statement, and the person that made that statement is Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly Speaker. This is how he described what he said. His name is Udeme Otong. He's facing intense criticism following comments credited to him in a viral video where he spoke in his language, claiming control over all APC House of Assembly tickets ahead of the 2027 general elections. The remarks triggered outrage within the APC in Akwa Ibom State, with party stakeholders describing the comments as reckless, provocative, and a threat to national democracy. Now, the controversy followed the circulation of this video, which the speaker was seen speaking in Ibibio. In that video, he said, "All the tickets are already in my pocket. All the 26 House of Assembly tickets are already in my pocket. I single-handedly negotiated for them. No one else. No one else did. I will personally choose who becomes a House of Assembly member and hand the ticket to the person from my pocket." Do you all recall 2023? You remember Tony Okocha, the APC chairperson, factional chairman in Rivers State. That man came out on 2 different occasions to tell us how they did elections during Amaechi's tenure. Was it during Wike Amaechi's tenure? Where he told us that they determined the outcome of the elections. Tony Okocha said they know who to resolve. First of all, the INEC person, the resident electoral commissioner. From there, while announcement is done, the opposition goes to courts. They've already settled the judges at the courts. So everything is stage by stage. He also disclosed that they write election results inside that Rivers State House of Assembly. That place where they're seated is where they write the results. And so imagine this speaker of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly making such a statement in public. Now, a lot of persons said that these things happen, but it's the impunity with which it takes place within this dispensation. They will tell you this is what we will do, and nothing will happen. Nobody will say anything. Like, we are going to do it like this, and that's what it will be. You won't even go to court. Nobody will question you. DSS will not come and take you. Something that is, people say is done hush hush, you dare not come out publicly to say it. It's being done with brazenness and impunity. Now, the APC has come out to distance themselves from it and say they don't accept such a statement from him. They didn't give him such a permission to make that statement. They don't believe in it. But Nigerians are very easy to, they quickly hung on to what he said, that whatever it is the APC is disclosing right now is just mechanism measures to cover up the whole thing. They don't trust that indeed their response to what he said is genuine, that's what the party is known for.
When they now begin to talk of consensus
Hold on.
candidates, is it not the same thing? He's speaking along their language of consensus candidates. When party members are not allowed to pick their candidate. So that's what they are just saying. But I keep telling you, more inclusion will come in 2027 when they start sharing tickets.
He said all the 26 in his pockets. He knows who is going to be what by 2027. How are we in this kind of situation?
How are we, or how did we get into this kind? We are already in it since now. It's not new. This one are just coming out with so much confidence to see it.
This situation will only rubbish APC, not we, Esther. It will bring down APC and tear APC. That's what is going to happen. If he is saying that, where is the position of the governor when APC says that by the time you come in, when you go to the election, you become the leader of the party?
Yes.
So where is the position of the governor? He's already usurping the governor's position. It's terrible.
Well, a United States lawmaker Mary Miller has said that radical Islam is responsible for the killing of thousands of Christians in Nigeria. She says radical Islam is responsible for the mass slaughter of thousands of Christians in Nigeria and around the world. This dangerous ideology has no place in America. Her comments come amid growing pressure from the United States on Nigeria to end what it has described as a genocide against Christians. And this position was made known by the House Committee on Appropriations via its official X handle today, while commenting on a post by Congressman Riley Moore, who revealed that he was in Benue State to meet Christians in the IDP camps who had suffered horrific violence. So again, he explained what he went through and what he was told. So basically, that is what they're delegating on. They're asking the United States of America, they're describing the issue as a specific concern for US President Donald Trump. Now, Nigeria has, along with other countries, being strictly designated as country of particular concern. Some persons may not have access to enter the US.
Yes, I wish so. Like you said.
Mr. Elvis, speak further on that. Did you see that report?
Yes, I saw that report. And you signed it last night. It's already everywhere. But what I'm actually looking at, let these people who have, contravened and brought Nigerians' life to this situation we are, let them be the one that will be restricted from entering the US. Not just innocent Nigerians.
Not just about entering US. They should be chased all over the world.
No, I mean, some other countries are going to follow suit. You don't want US sneeze. Others speak it. So I'm looking at all these politicians that have
soiled their
hands. Should be the ones that this law will affect.
Okay, but if you look at the situation like that, they mentioned, I think Mexico and a couple of other countries were listed. Okay, please, you guys just hold on. right, thank you for staying with us. We're trying to ensure that our audio is adequate so you get to listen to all the intellectual analysis that we'll be having this evening. So while that has been sorted out, let's go on with the conversation today. So as I was speaking with my guests, we're talking about the fact that Trump has expanded travel ban to 5 more countries aside from Nigeria. He actually expanded a U.S. travel ban, barring nationals of 5 additional countries and people traveling on Palestinian Authority issued documents from entering the U.S., which has actually sparked reactions across several quarters. Afghanistan, Burkina Faso, Burma, Chad, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Mali, Niger, Republic of the Congo, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, Yemen. Also, Angola, Antigua and Barbuda, Benin, Burundi, Cote d'Ivoire, Cuba, Dominica, Gabon, the Gambia, Malawi, Mauritania, Nigeria, Senegal, Tanzania, Togo, Tonga, Venezuela, Zambia and Zimbabwe. There are special cases as well. There is Turkmenistan. Restrictions remain for immigrants but have been lifted for non-immigrant visa, while Nigeria falls under the partial restrictions, not severe restrictions. These ones with severe restrictions include Burkina Faso and Afghanistan, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Niger, Mali. Now Niger, Mali, Libya, Burkina Faso, these countries are military-run countries. You'd very well know that they've associated themselves with Russia. Mr. Elvis, are you actually surprised with these restrictions on these countries listed out by President Donald Trump?
No, not at all. You know, Russia and US, they are, they have this rivalry.
Okay.
And as a result, you see, those ones have declared themselves as Sahel nations. And that's Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. So automatically, because of their stance in Africa, especially West Africa, they are like an enemy to the US. That's why their own is a critical one, because the as it is, where ECOWAS don't have control over them, and Trump do not want to hear anything about that Sahel, because they have already aligned themselves with the Russian government. So that's where their own became critical, and that's why even as it is, these countries are playing a kind of very strict game with the Russian government, because everything they actually ran to Russia because they also have very bad insecurity in their hands. You know, the Tuareg, the terrorists called themselves Tuareg, those ones have actually ravaged Mali.
Exactly.
So they finished Mali, Tuareg, and they have also spilled into Burkina Faso. If you look at the terrorist countries in the world, Burkina Faso is at the top.
At the top.
Yes, at the
those
top.
Those ones have
the most terrorized countries of
the
the world, Burkina Faso. So in spite of what Traoré is doing, it's not making any effect.
It's almost like they're hanging by a thread.
Yes. So
to sustain their sovereignty.
Absolutely. So that is the reason why they went cap in hand to Russia to see if the Russian government will be able to help them to fight this insecurity. But Russia also has so much on its hands. And the war with the Ukraine is also still going on.
And it's also depleted their resources. And even their military might.
They be so sanctioned all over the world. You see, Russia has to even go to North Korea to go and start seeking for military help and all that. So these are some of the things that have brought all this. But Trump knows where he's pushing all these nations to, because by the time Russia cannot protect them in total, they will come back if they cannot manage themselves, because the economy of these countries are not still too strong as it is. And no matter how strong your economy is and you are fighting terrorism, it depletes your economy, because most resources is channeled towards the war, for you to be able to protect your citizens. So these countries are, hanging in the balance, Esther.
Very, very interesting. So Reverend Dachomo has said that the NSA should be removed as well as the vice president. He vituperated very recently. He said his social media accounts have been banned, completely cut off, but he has been invited to certain interviews, and in such interviews, Reverend Dachomo has not restricted himself in being explicitly expressive with what he considers the government to do. He has always claimed that those who surround the presidency are the doom of the presidency's administration. He says he has bad advisors who are also not telling him the truth. He has also claimed that he's surrounded by sycophants who don't tell him the truth about the policies that he implements. That president may actually have a good intention to run this country well, but that the persons who surround him actually make him feel or don't tell him the reality of things. And also said that you cannot have someone as a national security advisor ill advise you and think that man means well for you. He also claims that those who surround the president are the ones who are ruining his administration, which has created a sense of apathy, between Tinubu and Nigerians. Do you think that's the truth?
It's true. Have you not heard Ali Ndume, a very ranking senator, saying that he cannot even reach Tinubu? That even sometimes he run into Tinubu in a function. Tinubu said, how far, how has he been? His boys are caging him. That's a ranking senator in APC. Yet he cannot reach the president. And you also heard what Aisha has just said in the book that was just launched. How Buhari was locked in by Kaba and sycophants, and even the wife has said the wife of the president was not having opportunity to see the husband any longer.
Her husband was keeping lunch.
That's to tell you, there was a time she has to even voice out in Aso Rock.
There was a fight.
There was a fight.
That she was moved out from the villa.
She was moved out. So that's to tell you that what goes on. It's not just these Kabas are not just doing it to Nigerians. They also do it to even the families of the president. That even that when you are there, if you are not a strong-willed mind, you might even send your wife packing. So what Dachomo is saying is actually correct.
So Nigeria should not blame the president if he has his wife and his son close to him at all times.
Yes, because those ones are like helping to manage the situation. But it also depends on the kind of president we have. President Obasanjo was there. Nobody hijacked his government from him. But if you are there and you don't have that weird mind to actually say this is my purpose of being here, the level of sycophancy is so high that you'll be swept off.
Interesting. Okay, so he's questioning why an official he described as ineffective has remained in office despite worsening insecurity. According to him, the continued killings affecting both Christians and Muslims point to an inability to protect citizens. He also called for the removal of Vice President Kashim Shettima, questioning the quality of advice being given to the president. He challenged the federal leadership to demonstrate political will by issuing clear operational directives to the country's security chiefs. For the vice president, you recall what Amaechi just said. The vice president only does based on the instructions of the president. Can the vice president do anything beyond what he's been told, beyond the portfolio given to him?
He cannot, because the constitution does not really recognize the position of the vice president.
But during the campaign, they told us the vice president would focus on security.
No. Nobody said that. It was Shettima who said that.
Okay.
And Nigerians condemned him because the constitution only recognized the president and commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He is not even the one to share position. He cannot say that. The president can, out of magnanimity, say, okay, go and represent me here. You see some of the representation you have been doing these days. That's what the constitution says. It's even also like that even in the US. Remember when Jonathan was the vice president to late Yaradua? He said, his wife said, my husband only goes to the office to read newspapers. We have seen it in this nation before, so it's not new. It's also so to the deputy governors in various states. So what talking about Shettima, we'll be able to say whether his position is relevant or not. It's not really relevant. Are they not disappointed when they were telling Nigerians?
Or don't you think he's referring to the allegations made against Shettima concerning his link with Boko Haram in time past?
No. That has always been there. But you see, they went past that when they came up with Muslim tickets.
No, but that's what he's referring to now. That's one of the things that is actually adulterating the effectiveness of Tinubu's government.
It is, but if not because Donald Trump has spoken and Americans are now with Nigeria, have we not been bearing it? Even when he was crying, the government of Nigeria look at what he was crying about. It's just because Donald Trump government has come to unearth so many things that we have been bearing in this nation over the while, that you see some of these things are now coming at Esther.
Okay.
We've ever known that when they went to dress up miscreant as bishop, that was when they played down and on Christianity in this nation.
How do you go to the motor park and dress up men and call them bishop? Do you know what the office of bishop is?
Means.
So that was the time Nigerians should have, react so much. Even the Christian community were docile. They allow it to fly. And even though they made that noise, the noise was never heard. It never went to the rooftop as expected. But thank God now that Donald Trump has come in, most of the what we are seeing, what we are seeing now started at that time of the campaign. Muslim ticket, going to dress up miscreant as bishop. That was when they just rendered that religion, Christianity, to nothing.
It's quite unfortunate because he went ahead to say that Gumi, he was referring to Sheikh Gumi, he referenced Sheikh Gumi as someone who would actually resist the removal of the NSA and Vice President Shetima. He claimed that the insurgents have turned Nigeria into an ATM, feeding off instability while enjoying protection from powerful figures. And they were asking him, this was in an interview with Chude, he says, when he was naming these political actors, he was unequivocal. He described the violence as a calculated political project, calling it a jihad aimed at territorial and ideological control rather than random criminality. Mr. Lawa Ekundayo, for example, Dachamo has said that his life is under threat because he has openly called out the ambiguities of these individuals. They've also made reference, Sheikh Gumi had said the coffins he mentioned at the time were empty coffins. That was why Chude, the journalist, had to go to Plateau State to visit one of the fresh graves where the people were crying on that place. And he said it's a terrible thing because it happens consistently and nobody comes to help them. If Reverend Dachamo has been speaking vehemently and the US is trying to see how they can work together with Nigerian security to rout out those guys, to clear out those guys, is there any surprise that if the president decides to do a clean sweep, a complete overhaul of his cabinet, when will he begin to do that?
But I don't let me start with when people say that the president surrounded himself with people that prevent him from doing what. I don't believe that, because we all lived in this country throughout. For the 8 years of Buhari, the president was here. He wasn't outside Nigeria. We're all here. So he had his calculations ready before he became president. That's why at the first day, the first moment he was declared, he said subsidy gone. That means he was aware of everything. He made his decisions. So I don't think that the issue is that the president surrounded himself with psychopaths. I don't believe that. I believe he surrounded himself with people he believes can work with him. So everything that goes on is on him.
The fear, okay, I don't know if you listened to the Evening Rush yesterday, where I complained about the vacuum in communication. The president has aides, lots of them, who he pays money to, but their responsibility is lacking. There is a disparity, there is a vacuum between the executive and the people. A huge vacuum. They allow miscommunication, they allow disinformation and misinformation. And the reason why we stated this yesterday was concerning the tax reform. They have not been aggressive in educating Nigerians on the benefit of it. Nigerians do not trust this government. No matter what you say, nobody believes anything they say, no matter how well intentioned it is. Taiwo Oyedele has been speaking. He even opened a YouTube channel where they have to break down the very basic about this tax reform. Then there are also influencers whom they've supposedly encouraged to help them do that. But the question is, how many people have access to this social media information? Now, during campaigns, for example, in 2027 now, when campaign begins, you'll be so shocked that the politicians enter into the communities that you will supposedly say have no modern amenities, that they will speak the language of these individuals and there will be no insecurity during that period. So why can't they adopt that same system during campaign to supposedly preach the message of the president's policies? Then it is now left for us to highlight all the inadequacies and the ineffectiveness, if there is, in anything that the government tells us they haven't done, that they are taking from us. That's the major question, and that's why Dachamo is saying that he has a lot of these persons, but they're completely ineffective. All they focus on is politics politics. A Daniel Bola comes out to speak when a Peterobi talks or Atiku speaks. Bayo Onanuga comes out to speak when Peterobi talks or Atiku speaks. None of them has adequately pushed to preach the other policies of the president. So in other words, the president has a lot of aides who are ineffective, and they're deteriorating the popularity or the fame of his government, and that's why there's a vacuum.
I still don't believe there's a vacuum. I still don't. What I think is that, you see, the president started campaigning from the beginning of his the first year of in office. We already seen signs and everything. So, what do you want to tell the president? If not, that is what the president wants to hear. That's what he wants to hear. Somebody is thinking about 2027, and you want to tell him about what's going on. He wants you to talk about this for him. That's why you see that is what is going on. When all these the members are talking, that is what they attack opposition. Instead of them to make clarifications, to see what the opposition are talking about and see how they can make clarification to Nigerians, make them understand, they will attack them as if those ones are the one in government, they are the opposition. And then people begin to wonder what exactly is going on. These people are saying something about this that is happening every day. You are attacking them. Some of them will say it's not true. Some of them will say this and that. Some of them will say that they will turn to maybe tribalism. So many things like that. And then what do you want? Are you telling me that if we can hear that, international community can hear that, Donald Trump can hear that, the president cannot hear it? Because when that reverend was talking, crying in that grave where he was about to bury his dead, they were not even in coffin, they were wrapped up. They were not in coffin, they were wrapped on the ground, ready to be covered with sand. And then he was crying and talking, begging Donald Trump. And Donald Trump heard directly from America. So you want to tell us the people here did not hear? And then the moment the man spoke, you see so many backlash, even the protests. How did they get all those informations? Even up to those who did not even understand. Let me say the lower people in the masses came mad for the protest. How did they talk to them? Somebody must have talked to them now. Why were so many backlash and everything concerning what Trump is coming for, mineral is coming for? And these people, this thing will spread across the grassroots. You hear it from grassroots people saying that America should not come, they are coming for our resources. So how did those people get the information? How did they get it? So to let you know that the information, this is a deliberate thing. It's deliberate. It's a deliberate thing. Because if they want to say what the people want to hear, they know how to get it to them. So
you're saying that whatever is taking place now is deliberately put in by the president?
Yes,
he cannot claim not to know whether the people surrounding him are inefficient or whatever. He deliberately put such persons there. That's what you're saying?
Yes. That's what. Okay, look at the way they cleared the Random Mockery. Did you listen to that argument in that committee? Look at that. Look at what happened. I was wondering. They were talking the same thing and they were arguing. Oshomole was madly arguing. And eventually the chairman said, "You are saying the same thing now because his mind. He has already prepared his mind. Even calling the other one. I was governor for 8 years. You are letting people are. See what has come to that because you want to." Clear somebody. Look at what this man said. The Senate president said when concerning what's the name of this security chief that he wanted to clear. He said when somebody said let him bow.
Are you referring to Minister of Defense?
Yes.
Christopher Musa.
No. He said no. This is beyond. This has gone beyond that area because Trump wants to hear. Nigerians want to hear this man speak. To let you know that if they want Nigerians, they tell us what we want to hear. That's it.
All right. Mr. Elvis, just yesterday we had an unfortunate encounter that Nigerian Air Force that fired at the community. There were heavy casualties. They were fishermen in that community. They thought they were, the terrorists. And this is what the U.S. is trying to map so they avoid heavy casualties while they carry on their operations. You remember the ADC of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that he promoted to Brigadier General? Was it not IRA that discussed it the last time? I think in the news, world news at 6. Well, he reversed a controversial promotion of his aide-de-camp Nuruddin Yusuf after the decision triggered widespread criticism. According to some person, that the president said he was misled, or he was, again, this is why I'm saying, these are the things I'm talking about, those who advise or permit to tell him you're permitted to do what you're doing. So he has cancelled it because there was serious backlash, and the silence from the military was very quiet because they're already disgruntled. Just a few months ago, we heard about an alleged coup that was to take place within the presidency, and that one is still being investigated. Then you do this, and you already know that there is a disgruntled amongst the ranks within the military. A couple of persons feel that they're not promoted adequately, and you're doing this in as much as is within your ambit to do it. So who misled him?
It's surprising that the president is saying he was misled, because the president has national security advisor, the president has chief of army staff, the president have even the defense minister, who is also a retired general. So who now came in that a colonel who have just spent 1 year as a colonel and who is even on a cos 52 of the NDA, even when cos 50 have not been promoted, who have served 5 years, they have even written all the exam waiting for their promotion, have not been done. Then somebody that has just spent only 1 year as a colonel, cos 52 for that matter, just rose above them to become a brigadier general. Who advised? Even brigadier general Esther they don't do ADC to president. The brigadier generals are commanders. They don't. By the time you are promoted to that rank, remember when Buhari wanted to promote his own ADC, he was relieved. He went on that course, and he never came back again, because the position of the president specified that his ADC should be a colonel. So who is that person that came to advise him? Whom did he even seek that information from, that I want to promote my ADC? And what were the peculiarities? What were the peculiarities? What did the ADC do that made him to earn that kind of promotion above his seniors from who were those his seniors from NDA?
They said the president bowed to superior argument and cancelled the promotion.
It was the retired generals that wade into this matter. There were already confusion. There were already confusion in the military setting, and the retired general saw that this is an aberration. It doesn't happen. You remember the retired general when they also spoke about Wike's matter with the young military officer last time. They are monitoring what is going on, because most of those people cannot. They are afraid to talk to the president. But the president now knows that why the retired general, this doesn't happen. You cannot begin to bastardize the military hierarchy. This is military hierarchy. Everything about military has to do with discipline. You don't politicize it. How do you not just promote somebody, a junior officer, above his senior officers? Because he's close to you. I mean, so if the president said he was ill-advised or nobody advised him, it is the fault of the president, because before you undertake such an action, why do you have them around you? Why do you have the national security advisor around you? Why do you have the chief of army staff and the chief of the defense staff? Why do you have them around you? You are supposed to have consulted with, okay, this is what I want to do. They should be able to, okay, this is not appropriate in the military setting. Military has a word of their own, Esther. It is not the word of the politician, and the politician must not use their own abracadabra to infiltrate the rank and file of Nigeria military. Nigeria military is in any country has their own disciplinary requirements, which no politician must not come in to not downplay it. So that confusion brought the reversal of this young military officers back to his position. Well,
that's a very good one. We may consider. Do you have something to add to it, Mr. Lawal Kundaya, to what he said?
No, what I just want to say is that in a system, promotion, it's already a designed a process.
You must stay in that rank for 5 years before you are promoted. This guy has already stayed in that rank for just 1 year. I corner 5 years, and other people have even stayed for 5 years, and they've gone through the course and they've not been promoted.
So it's not even the prerogative of the president to say he wants to promote. It's the system that promotes. It's the system. System will promote that person. But for you not to say you want to bypass the system, then what are you now doing? What are we going to say that? So that is it.
We are not in war. What was so peculiar? What did he do?
And it's not that the place is vacuum. It's vacant. There's no vacuum there. So why the hurry? It's not vacant now. There's no vacuum, and the system is already well structured. So why do you want to do it?
All right. Thank you very much for that. Now let's look at the situation with the ADC at this moment. Amaechi said what he said, which is the same thing that Peterobi has been reiterating. Why is it that there was no uproar with what Amaechi said, but when Peterobi insisted that he was putting his heart on the race as president and that there are certain gray areas he wanted to clarify, everyone had one or two things to say about it? Why precisely? If it is based on the temperament of the principal that determines the relevance of the VP, why are you advocating that somebody who has disclosed that he intends to be a president, though desperate, not desperate to be one, but that is the slot he's running for? Why has everyone been clamoring that that is the only strategy to unseat Tinubu? And secondly, who indicates, what is the certainty that if he deputizes Atiku, that they will win Tinubu in 2027? What is the certainty about that?
That's the big question we should be answering here, Esther. You just asked it, because all these are just speculation. These are political calculations, and which we always come to analyze as political watchers. Let me tell you, even if Obi decides to become running mate to Atiku, and the electoral system remains as it is, as what we saw in 2023, Esther, forget about it. It will not work. The gray area in that electoral system that made Nigerians to be handicapped in 2023, after 2023 general election, has not been ironed out. These are the areas that I even want the politicians to be talking about, civil society to be talking about. Let the National Assembly be sincere to Nigerians and come to Nigerians that, okay, we have worked on it. We were here in this studio waiting for a result to enter IREV, Esther, that day. We were waiting here. We had about 3 hours in this studio that day. Yeah. After the election, that Sunday
we were monitoring
the event. Result never entered IREV. What is going on?
They told us, they said they were going to come back.
They were going to come back.
They took a break. They waited. They said by 5 p.m. 5 p.m. they did not come on. They now came in by 7 and said there's something wrong with the portal, with the IREV portal.
But the same portal accommodated the National Assembly result, the Senate, the Senate and the House of Rep the same day. The IREV accommodated those results, and we saw them. Everybody was happy when those ones were being posted in. But unfortunately, when it got to the presidency, they went on break. By the time they came on break, and they came with taste by moonlight, nobody knew what happened. So what we are seeing, it's not even who is going to become president, or I want to become presidential candidate or whatever. Let electoral reform take place so that we will not go to 2027 general election with the same electoral system, electoral act we used in 2023 that blindfolded Nigerians. Not everybody was excited. People were going distance to go and collect PVC because we were told that as you are voting from the polling unit to the ward to local government, then local government to the state, we are going to be seeing the result just as it's done abroad. Everybody was happy. This is going to there's no ambiguity, so this one was going to be a good system. Even Mahmoud Yakub, who has just been rewarded now with ambassadorial position and a national honor, even went to Chatham House and told Chatham House that Nigeria electoral system now was going to be electronically transmitted. Yes. Where at the end of the day, Mahmoud now at the middle of the game now started shifting the goalpost. Today nobody asked that question. Instead of asking question, we began to reward him more and more. So let Atiku, Obi, Amaechi even lead protests that will occupy National Assembly and say we want a rejigged electoral act before 2027 election, before anybody can be saying that we are going to get a better election in 2027. Esther,
they have to lead a protest.
We have to lead this protest, and this protest must be supported by everybody that love Nigeria. Because if we deceive ourselves and go to the same to election with this same electoral act, those gray areas are still there hanging.
All right, Mr. Lawaya Kwendayo, why do you think that Atiku, Peterobi, Amaechi and the likes had not led a protest? Amaechi told us, I think the last time when Amaechi was talking, he said he led a protest. Was it not during whose administration at the time? Was it not Jonathan's administration? They
were bullying Jonathan.
Yeah, they were part of those that led a protest.
Yes.
But in 2020, in 2015, when they came in, he was a minister at that time.
He was a minister until he resigned by himself itself in 2022.
They did not support any of the protests. The NSAS protests, they never came out to support it. In 2015, Amaechi did, Bola Tinubu did. In several quarters across the states, there were protests against Jonathan's government. So what is the fear that has led the opposition not to protest? Do you think it's because they feel that Tinubu he's barely, 3 years or 2 years thereabout? It's too early to start pressuring the guy compared to Jonathan's period? Or could it be that they're afraid somehow, based on the fact that some persons will say, oh, because they did not win, then they want to decapitate the administration of the day?
Now, let me start with that one of the vice president and the Atiku thing. Now, that
which one vice president?
No, that Obi wants to be vice. It should not be vice. Wants to be vice, and
he's
the
not
Atiku,
saying he wants to be vice.
No, I'm just saying that
the
calculations of people. What they are doing is just that they are trying to find plans, plan A, plan B, plan C. That's the business. Everybody they have the right. If you have your mathematics well, you can come out in any party, you can contest on your own. But what people are just looking at is different plan A, plan B, plan C. People are clamoring for that electoral reform, because we know, in fact, not even electoral reform alone, we are clamoring for the judiciary reform too, in which judiciary will be more independent and be able to give judgment. We will not be having this ambiguous judgment in which people will be thinking here and there. It's supposed to be clear to all. Not this one in which you say this one, another you will say that, and then everybody will keep quiet, will be looking. Now, there are so many reforms that are expected. Now, this protest that we're saying, yes, Nigeria is due for protest, but the leadership, this crop of politicians we have these days, just few of them have that charisma to do that. Many of them, one, that I would say part of it is fear. Which part of it is fair? Like, I don't know, maybe I'll be arrested, or maybe they will term it by one particular tribe is the one that is doing. The way this they play this politics in this present time. When it comes out, they will say this and that. They can go to court. But like it is said, if you love this country, like Mandela, you shouldn't be afraid to face the truth. That is it. You shouldn't be afraid to face the truth. When it's time to call out for protest, you call it out. You shouldn't be. So if you want to be a leader, you have to be at the front. If you speak something, you need to stand by it. Not that you say it, you hide, and you are waiting for the reactions of another. No. So that is what we are facing concerning when it comes to politics. Because normally there's supposed to be protest. There's nothing wrong about that. This NLC.
Let me throw the question at you. Sure has been at the front of any protest that is taking place. Any protest that comes in, he champions it. The Finland kind of protest, the fearless protest, the end bad governance protest, he's part of it. The NLC protest right now, where they went to the national, I think they converged in one of the secretariats along with George. Sure was present there. Yeah. He's always present in this, and it's funny that protest didn't even get a lot of coverage as it's supposed to. It happened today. I'm
surprised. I thought it was shelved.
No, it happened today, and they gathered there, and it didn't hold sway because people have already felt that the NLC is politicized.
I didn't expect Ajero's protest to have any coverage. As at 11 p.m. last night, Ajero came out from the meeting with the president and Governor Zodima and the Minister for Labour and Productivity. And the Ajero was like talking to NTA and was saying, we are going to discuss with our people. So I monitored the news by 4 a.m. this morning, 5 a.m. I was expecting to hear that NSC has, shelved the strike. So nobody is serious about Ajero plan strike, because we have seen that at the dying minute, Ajero will say,
he cuts it off. Like he has a deal with them.
Yes, so when they came out of that meeting yesterday, I was expecting to hear another communique came up this morning that, the strike has been shelved. So nobody knew whether there was strike. It's not even covered. It doesn't have that coverage.
It was actually covered today, but I was just shocked that it didn't
coverage
cripple.
as it's supposed to be.
Yes.
They're coming to Showore, being present in all these. He's trying to make himself popular before Nigeria.
You think so?
Yeah, he's a politician.
Has he not been acting as a major opposition, someone who has been voicing out, calling out the ambiguities, like Mr. Lawal said, the anomalies in the system, calling them who they are to their faces, championing the protests and in disposing the plight of the people, something that the opposition has not been able to do. All they do is via social media and nothing active.
You look at the protests he has got himself involved in, most of them. The last one he did for Nnamdi Kanu, I condemned. I said it was irrelevant. I said it in the studio. It was not necessary because Nnamdi Kanu's matter cannot be won at the streets. It's going to be a political matter. We see, so after that protest, the court gave their judgment. Today is in the prison. So there are some of them that he does that, you know, if you have a better calculation into it, it's just like, I just want to make myself to be relevant before Nigerian. The one he did with the retired police officers is irrelevant. These same retired police officers don't think that there is a 35 years end of service when they are in uniform. They believe that because they are in uniform, 35 years will never end. My people, they tell say 100 years not be forever. We used to do that.
Would they ever be able to allow diaspora voting?
When he now went to align himself with people who terrorize us when we want our rights, when they are in uniform, he was not the one that was now speaking for retired police officers because their severance package was not getting to them. And
why I ask the question that Shura has also advocated for diaspora voting. Nigerians in
diaspora voting should be part of those things that should be included in this electoral act we are talking about. If Ghana can do it, even Kenya can do it. Are they sophisticated than Nigerians? Nigeria, are they richer than us? Ghana has done it. Kenya has done it. So we should be able to. These are some of the things I'm saying that be the biggest protest Nigeria should be calling for now before 2027 general election comes is electoral reform. Esther, that diaspora voting is a very necessary one because you can even the vote from the diaspora, Nigerians in diaspora can swing the result of the election here in Nigeria. These are people you cannot easily manipulate. These are people that are even they hear the news of Nigeria even better than some of us that are inside Nigeria here. Because
I observed during the last election, a lot of them had to start returning
and yes, some of them came home. Some of them, even if they don't even come home, they can even sway. They can even talk to their people at home. This is how it should go. And now if they have the opportunity to now begin to vote, you know what that means. Esther, my old boys, my alma mater, when we are doing election, we vote all over the world if we can get it at our own level. Those of us in Nigeria, those in diaspora, when we are national election, we vote worldwide. Nigeria should be able to talk to the government that we need something of that nature, because these diaspora votes will be able to help Nigeria to get the leadership of this nation right. Not this one that they come and share in noodles and share 1,000, or they share sachet milk and 1,000. It's irrelevant. At the end of the day, they made Nigerians to be poorer and poorer because they looked at you and said this is what befits you. That's why they now come and start sharing 1,000 naira at the polling unit. It's a diminished
1,000 is even better.
It's so diminished.
They give some people more.
I want to add something. Now that
they give people sausage and drink.
Yeah, I think this diaspora, the tax, the diaspora are included in the tax now.
Yes, obviously, yeah, part of
now you didn't include them in the voting. You are
taxing them.
You are taxing them. That means you see them that they are very, very relevant in the system.
Esther, we were told in 2018 that diaspora remittance 2018 and during the time of COVID 2018. Their remittance to Nigeria was even higher than the oil that Nigeria was.
Mr. Elvis, that diaspora they boost our economy.
If this diaspora can boost this economy in that manner, then you are not cutting them off, cut them off from voting for a leadership that they want to better the people, their people at home. I mean, it's an aberration. We must be sincere to ourselves. Electoral reform must come. And diaspora voting must be one of them that Nigeria must clamor for.
I want to say something. Now, Showore has been protesting. And some people said some of those things irrelevant, which I don't agree totally.
Okay.
I don't. Because everything this man has protested about, we saw that every one of us has complained about it. But people complain. I'm coming. Wait.
Before you go ahead, let me tell you. The one of the police, to me, it's not necessary. These same policemen are looking for Nigerians who are genuinely protesting for their rights to bring them down.
After the protest he did for themselves, should be they handcuffed him. They took him to. Can you remember?
Yes.
With the IGP.
Is it not the same police? By the time you retire tomorrow, they are not looking for a voice. You are not pretending to be for the people. Let them sort out themselves.
It's for everyone now. If you're going to be a leader, you would not emancipate some people, exclude some people. I'm just saying.
Do you know the problem with the police? The problem of the police is not those police that are on the street. The problem of police is the policy of police and policing in Nigeria. The way we, starting from the way we recruit, the way we train them, the way
literally the management.
Yes, that is the problem.
Right, okay.
That is why that system, the moment they get into that system, the system flows them all like a boat, that is moved by the current of the water. The system moves them. It's just some of them fight the system on their own. They will tell you that this thing they know is not right. So that's why it's not all of them that are bad. If the system fixes itself,
then they will straighten themselves.
Yes, you see that.
All
so
right.
that is that. Then
I want to take a very short break, Mr. Lawal. We'll
okay.
take a very short break, and then the Evening Rush continues. You kindly stay with us.
Customer, welcome. What do you want buy?
I wan buy changeover cutout fuse and distribution board made of 100% heavy duty copper.
Oh, come, I get am. See am here.
No, now I'm looking for Slatter Star J cutout fuse and distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel.
But Oga,
Don't worry, I know where to get them. Whether na Star J changeover cutout fuse, Slatter distribution board, Nipo cutout fuse, Star J solar battery, inverter, MPPT controller and solar panel, Star J ceiling fan, sockets, all earthen materials. Make you no go do cover-wise pan foolish o. Slatter Star J Indian product na number 1 since 1961. Made of 100% heavy duty solid copper with no compromise. Available in all leading electrical shops nationwide. Slatter Star J na you Pico.
All right, thank you for staying with us. This is still the Evening Rush right here on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. I have in the studio Mr. Elvis Elimehele. Obviously, you've been actually listening to him all this while, give us his own intellectual perspective. And Mr. Lawal Ekundaya as well, give us his own intellectual perspective on the issues of this course of the Evening Rush. The next thing we want to look into concerning the Malami, former Attorney General of the Federation, where he said that the EFCC raided his houses and that his offices as well, citing parts of the Salami report which indicted the EFCC boss Olukoyode. For example, this is what he said. Malami is claiming that there was a raid and it was because of his recent reference to the Malami report. A statement was issued today by Malami's office saying that operatives of the EFCC conducted coordinated raids on the ex-AGF's offices and private residences in Abuja and Kebbi State. It was signed by Mohammed Bello Doka, the Special Assistant on Media to Malami. He said the raids occurred immediately after the ex-minister made a public statement referencing Chapter 9 of the Justice Ayo Salami Judicial Commission of Inquiry report. Now, according to the statement, the EFCC operators allegedly targeted documents related to that chapter without prior notice, and so they described the action of the EFCC as deeply alarming, noting that they amount to intimidation and retaliation following Malami's call for the EFCC chairman's recusal from his ongoing probe due to alleged bias stemming from the Salami report. Do you think that's the reason why Olukoyede is hell-bent on prosecuting him? Because he's alleging that there was an indictment on Olukoyede, and that's the reason why he thinks that Olukoyede should recuse himself, because he doesn't consider him appropriate to handle this case. Mr. Elvis.
For him to be saying Olukoyede should recuse himself, I don't really support it. Olukoyede is the head of the EFCC.
But why was it that after Malami made the statement they went to raid his home?
I'll still get there. I don't really support, because who is going to, because of his own singular case, then you are talking of the head to be removed. I don't believe in that. But all these one that EFCC, police and the DSS, they go to raid people's houses, I'm not really in support of it. It's not normal. And, these are some of the things I'm saying, that when they are in service, they believe that they are gods until when the uniform is dropped. I don't believe in that. I don't like it. But what we should be asking ourselves, before Malami is cleared and clean, the wall had cracked. That's why the lizard came in and had a hole. If his hands were clean, he would have been picked up. Now his hands were not clean. He found himself his hands in the cooking jar, and now the EFCC find a loophole and now began to investigate him, and now they got him, at least allegedly, that you are involved in this. If you serve meritoriously and leave the office, all this one will not happen. And all this crying or hula baloo, my house is raided because there was something I said or not that. This Ayosalami's report has been in the archives, Esther, for years. He was Attorney General and Minister of Justice for 8 years when his Oga was the president of this nation. Nobody made reference to, even he would have been able to even say, oh, this man is not fit enough to become EFCC chairman. He has a report that indicted him as a result of this panel that was set up. What did he say at that time when he was picked up, when he was made as EFCC chairman? He never said anything. Now the roof is blown off his head and the rain is drenching him. He now remember that there was a report that never favored Olukayode when that report should have been brought up and told Nigerians that this man is not fit to be minister to be EFCC's boss. So it's coming late. So let him face the bullet. Let him face whatever he's facing and clear his name. Ever since the whole Malami situation, we're seeing reports and videos of Malami's family. They're trailing all his investments, his monies, his son's businesses. How much has been spent? Where did they get the money from?
That is the big question. Did they release accountability for the money? All the enterprises that his son has, very big. Wow, I don't even know the word to describe it. When they are very huge investments, magnificent buildings that the son and his family, they all have, and they're asking questions. This was not what he presented as what he has as his assets. Where did he get all this money from?
Code of Conduct Bureau. When you are going into a public office, you declare your asset. They should also look at what he declared, and when you are leaving, you also declare your asset. They should also look at what he declared when he was leaving. Are they actually in that Code of Conduct Bureau? Most of these things that are being unearthed now through investigation, you will not find them there. So at the end of the day, you are clearing foul because you are now in the ring.
But others feel that these are the money bags that would have supported the ADC financially, and they're following the.
It doesn't matter. Is it not your money and my money?
ADC.
It doesn't matter.
That's what they say.
It is your money and my money. Part of what he's been allegedly facing now is that even the loot that came from Abacha, some of them have been relooted again. Is it not what we say here, that even this Abacha loot, some of them have been relooted? So
nobody's giving account of what they're using that money for.
Let them face the music. All this one were done under the man that said he was they called Nigerians called him the Messiah that was coming to fight corruption. Late President Buhari. He came on the mantra of fighting corruption and economy and insecurity. The three, Esther, this man failed monumentally. Retired general could not fight insecurity for 8 years in Nigeria. His administration even brought in banditry. As at the time he came into power, it was only Boko Haram who were managing in this nation.
And before he pushed into the forest.
Yes, Jonathan has even pushed them up because for that 2015 election to hold. Then he came in. He brought in banditry, and today banditry has now developed into so many faces that we are now seeing Lakurawa, seeing Iswap, seeing so many now.
We were told that we have 36 terrorist organizations in Nigeria resident here.
The economy, he said he was coming to fight, Esther. Before this man left the power, he made Nigeria the poverty capital of the world. He failed woefully in the economy. Poverty capital of the world, Nigeria became. Then corruption, he said he was coming to fight. Look at all his ministers, Esther. Just look at, starting from the minister for humanitarian affairs. Humanitarian affairs started first.
Sadio
Umar Farouk. Then the Lefele, the big one. Then Christy Gige, the latest one. Then even Malami, who was minister for justice and attorney general. Then Hadi Sirika,
minister of aviation.
Look at, did he fight that corruption? All this one were done under his nose. So Buhari, 8 years, is a failure to this nation.
All right.
Another thing, if I may respond in 1 minute, is that there's a Yoruba proverb that says, "Okota musokpe lokpe musoni."
Okota musokpe lo musekoloni.
Don't bite your tongue, guys.
Serious. Okota musokpe. That is this palm tree. If you take a stone and throw it at the palm tree, that same stone will fall back. We hit the palm tree and come back
and bounce back.
Yes, thank you. Bounce back. You do science. No, that same thing is happening to the same thing he did to others during the time he was Attorney General. Yes. That same thing they are doing to him now. Do you remember? So what is that? Is that he now wants our support? Who wants to support him? I mean, EFCC.
they
Let
should do
him
their
give
job.
Christmas
If he was clean,
they will release him now.
if he's
They will
clean
not have
at the end of the
anything to do
day,
with him.
yes, he has.
All right. Senator Irieti Kingigbe, representing the Federal Capital Territory, has officially joined the African Democratic Congress. The registration of the senator will take place tomorrow at the ADC National Headquarters in Wuse, Abuja. This was a statement issued by her media aide, Kennedy Mbele. Yes, on Wednesday, that's today, he confirmed the development. Mbele said the move formally confirmed Kingigbe's exit from the Labour Party, adding that the registration ushered the lawmaker into the ADC. According to the statement, senior officials of the party, candidates for the February 21 FCT area council elections, party supporters and members of the press will attend the event. She's one of the, acting 7 persons in Tinubu's government who has actually joined, when I mean Tinubu's government, with a different political party, with Labour Party, who has joined the ADC. Do we have any acting member, with any other political party actively in service who is in the ADC aside from her?
No, yeah, there are some legislators.
That defected recently.
No, not really defecting, but they said they are in coalition with.
But she's joining them officially.
But I saw her own coming.
Some lawmakers.
I don't.
In some states too.
Where that some lawmakers are checking out the situation before they make their intentions known.
Because ADC has not even come so clearly. They are still talking of we are coaliting and
trying to invite more people to join.
Yes, we also saw. This week we saw Abaribe. Abaribe said he's part of them. They are still in that stage of coalition. So she has taken the lead. Okay, if she is the first one, good and well. But I saw it coming. Her seat is going to be a very specially contested seat in 2027. Wike is pulling the rug off her feet. You see, Philip Aduda, the former senator who has been there since 1999. Kiriti just won in this 2023 general election. Has been there since Philip Aduda left that seat as senator for Abuja. He has been like a special advisor, or even like a asset to Tinubu, to Wike. Everywhere Wike goes, you see Philip Aduda there. I think he's probably one of his advisors now. So what they are plotting is that Kingigbe must not go back to the Red Chamber in 2027. And you see, Wike and Kingigbe has never been on the same page. Yeah. Everything that Wike does in Abuja, have you seen her there? Yeah. Ideally, the senator representing Abuja supposed to be part of all what Wike is doing, both the inauguration, breaking of ground in new project and other. But Wike has never invited her, and she says she has complained. Wike has never looked at her side as if whether she has any position even in Nigeria. So she has to begin to fester her way to make sure that, because she remains in Labour Party, we don't know what's going to happen in Labour Party between.
But a lot of Nigerians were not happy with how she dealt with the Natasha issue. They expected her to voice out, and even some Nigerians said they were not going to vote for her.
All of them that are women senators,
but at least some of the female senators at the APC, she was the Labour Party.
We were expecting that, as exposed as she is, and even with her age, she would have been able to speak the truth. But the power that beats in the house, Esther, is terrible. If you look at the National Assembly, those of them that call themselves ranking senators, they were the one that brought Natasha's matter out. They were the one that said Natasha must be suspended and all that. So that was why she just like maintained her own. She
didn't want to start targeting her.
Exactly, because what happened to Natasha would have even easily happened to her. And again, Natasha even have a better home base. Now Wike would have even amplified her own, escalated to the extent that I don't think she would have gotten back.
Mr. Lawal Akunda, the federal government has recorded a wide revenue shortfall in the 2025 fiscal year, raising fresh concerns about the sustainability of Nigeria's public finances. The Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Mr. Wale Edu, made that statement lately. I would have played it, but because of time, we need to get reactions. Yesterday, I didn't take calls. I need to take calls. Mr. Edu stated this during an interactive session with the House of Representatives Committee on Finance and National Planning. So, again, it was meant to discuss the 2026-2028 medium-term expenditure framework and fiscal strategy paper, and it obviously tells of how monies have been spent from the budget of 2024. And according to the minister, the federal government had projected 40.8 trillion naira in revenue for 2025 to finance the 54.9 trillion naira budget of restoration, which was designed to stabilize the economy, secure peace, and rebuild prosperity. However, he said actual revenue performance had fallen significantly short of expectations, with total inflows for the year now projected to close at about 10.7 trillion naira. That is a shortfall, meaning that the current trajectory indicates the federal revenues for the full year will likely end at around 10.7 trillion naira compared with the 40.8 trillion naira that was projected. So he attributed the shortfall largely to weak oil and gas revenues, particularly lower than expected collections from petroleum profit tax and company income tax paid by oil and gas companies. Remember the 20 trillion naira missing from the NNPC? All of that has no accountability. When they were asked to present it, they asked for a closed door session. Remember when the House called the Minister of Finance and he said they couldn't talk about it here on this open platform? A lot of it. This minister also cited underperformance across non-oil revenue subheads, compounding the pressure on government finances. Mr. Edwin disclosed that the government had borrowed about 14.1 trillion naira during the year in an effort to bridge the funding gap created by the revenue shortfall, meaning that to bridge this they had done more borrowing and still the shortfall persisted. That even with the additional borrowing, he said combined inflows remained far below the level required to fully fund the 2025 budget, increasing the strain on treasury operations and fiscal planning. The revenue challenge, he noted, underscored the vulnerability of Nigeria's public finances to oil price fluctuations, production shortfalls, structural weaknesses in revenue mobilization.
That's why it's easy to confuse us.
My question now is this. You're telling us that all the monies borrowed for this year, there was a shortfall. The 40.8 trillion naira budgeted for 2025, you couldn't finance it. So in other words, that is why we're expecting the tax from next year to bridge the shortfalls. More borrowings are expected. They haven't told us what those borrowings, what they've used it for. We haven't seen where those sectors fell. Remember that there is no more subsidy. The essence of removing subsidy, according to what this administration told us when they came on board, was deliberately to ensure that that money is divested to other sectors that has been weak. Meaning that monies that have not been given to agriculture, education, healthcare, and infrastructure because of paying for subsidy and for maintaining the naira, that since they have liquidated the, what do you call it? Deregulated the naira, as well as removing subsidy, that we're going to have more floating of the, we're going to have more inflow. So what is this excuse?
That's what I don't understand, because the president said that we have met all these things.
No, the president told us our economy is better
from
non-oil revenue.
He said we have met what's this thing that he said in Brazil?
Mr. Elvis.
They said the generation, the capital generation for this year, they've met it.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. That they've met it, that everything is fine. There's no more borrowing.
No more borrowing.
And then we just
but a week, I think 3 days after, we heard that he was borrowing money from the. What is going on?
See, that's why you see, instead, and when the president said subsidy gone, we are saving so more money. We thought that money will go to a special account.
Let's understand the statistics, Mr. Lawa. What is that? What exactly is this? What is this explanation?
That's why I'm wondering whether that's what you are reading is correct, because
it is correct.
The one is totally
his
different
presentation
from
at the House.
What the government is telling us, and
no,
is this still the same government coming out to tell us, disputing what the government said earlier on? You get it, and then that's why you say, when you say that the government and the president is not informed, I began to wonder how, because they are telling us everything from their own mouth. And now we will be seeing contradictions between the government itself is contradicting itself. I don't understand.
Mr. Elvis.
Esther, the economy managers of this nation at the moment, are they actually telling Nigerians the truth? The Minister for Finance and the CBN governor, and even our cash cow NNPC.
Even aviation.
Have they reviewed what is going in and what is coming out? these are the issues. Have they been telling Nigerians what these agencies or these ministries make? So a situation where we don't even know the budget we are operating now in 2025 is almost gone. We see hearing that they're talking about 2024 budget. 2025 budget has not even been mentioned at all. Then another budget is coming in now for 2026. That's when we are talking about how to finance it, and all the borrows that we borrowed this year. Nobody is telling us how it aided this 2025 budget or 2024 budget.
Mr. Elvis, I feel, and I expect the government. I don't understand all of this grammar that is being spoken here, but they owe Nigerians the truth.
That's what we are calling for. It
makes no sense, and no, it makes no sense anymore. These were the ambiguities, the vulnerabilities that were experienced in Buhari's government that we were told this government will strengthen. The president told us he would put in technocrats who understood all of these things to help the situation. I don't understand this confusion.
They even told us that custom, surpassed their revenue now.
And in Buhari's government, when we went into ways and means, they started painting it until my former governor told Nigerians that, Governor Baseki said, the money that we are sharing in Abuja is being printed. So we don't want that kind of ambiguity again, that something is shading somewhere, and what we are hearing is that the economy is doing well. The president
is now blaming that we are so dependent on monies made from oil.
But he told us that
the minister cautioned against rigid expenditure commitments tied to oil revenues, urging lawmakers and fiscal planners to adopt a more flexible approach to budgeting. But the last time the president said we made more money from non-oil.
That's what I wanted to say. So you can see this contradiction.
Is Nigeria not earning?
We
were here when the minister for mining, this is
Mr.
Dele Alake, went to Aso Rock and he went to show president some of the gold and whatever, and they were saying that part of Nigeria budget for 2025 and 2026 was going to come from mining, that they were reissuing license to miners that will now make that ministry and that project to be transparent. Where are all this one now from what they have told the National Assembly? But the people that are sitting in the National Assembly should be able to ask questions, because that's why they are there, and make it.
A couple of them were asking questions. But
they should be able to interpret whatever question and answer they got to Nigerians, so that we will not be confused with how our money
that is what Mr. Wale Edu is explaining.
But we are not understanding it. It's not
what he's telling us now, that there is a shortfall. They had a projection plus borrowing to finance it. He's telling you precisely what happened.
If there is a shortfall, what happened to the removal of the subsidy?
That's the question.
And where is the shortfall? Is it that we have not heard that there was attack on oil installation in the Niger Delta? We've not heard any attack. That all installations were
but that's not why they remove Fubara.
So
and people say yes, we need to protect it. It has met, and then we are hearing another story. Nigerians, where you transfer money, they will deduct. Where you collect, they will deduct. All those monies, where are they going, for God's sake?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to somebody said Otilo. So Otilo, you don't go. You don't go, Abi.
I just want to salon. The way you are watching those games, you see the dogs running. They will label the dogs 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. You pick one. Put your bet on it. That will be running. They say I just want to salon.
Oti salon. Oti lo. Oti japa. All right, don't worry. It will be well. It will be well. 08036929933. That's the number for you to call. 08036929933. The WhatsApp number is 0817175638. Robert did not even wait for me to land. Robert, good evening. How are you?
Madam Esther, good evening.
Welcome. Good evening. First caller this evening. How you doing?
I don't find that is why you are number one of you.
All right, Robert, go ahead.
God bless you, man. I greet everybody. Elvis, Abi?
Yes, Mr. Elvis.
Good evening, sir. I greet everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you, sir.
Madam Esther, please, can I talk about that man that Dangote Farouk? Can I talk about the man?
Yes, you can, please.
Ma?
I said you can. Go ahead. He resigned this evening. Go
Okay,
ahead.
I said that, like what we read, that man, they said he spent 25 years in service and his salary is 4 million a month, which is 48 million in a year. If you times that, 48 times 25, it will give you how much? I think 1.2 billion. So if you allow somebody to have spent about $5 million in his schools, in children's school fees, if you convert that to Nigerian money, I think 7 point something billion. So if you minus 1.2 billion from 7 point something, 6 point something billion, as a public servant, where that man get that money from? That is the question that everybody is asking. It's not about tribe. And this man that Dangote exposed is an Hausa man of
Yes.
You understand? Have you been some people, they will say, it's my brother, I want to cover him. Remember, Madam Esther, Odulari up to today, the Senate invited him to account for 210 billion, trillion. The money that the NNPC paid to remit to the federation account since 2017 to 2023 up to today. And some of the GMD of the NNPC, they said they found some money in their account, the money meant for refinery. Up to today, the matter is about that we don't know what is going on. So to me, anything out here in this country is a word of a soul. It's just like the mining, the gold that they are mining in the north. It's just that. So you see, this APC, there's a lot of corruption going on. That in fact, maybe they are afraid to touch them because they are too big to be touched. But we thank God you said the man resigned. Out of shame he resigned. But that resignation is not the end. Let the anti-graft agency probe him, and if he's found guilty, let him serve the punishment. Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you very much, Mr. Robert. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, can you hear me?
Hello. Hello.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Fine. This is Okangbelina.
Okangbelina.
Yes. Are you hearing me?
Your voice is low.
My voice is low.
But go ahead.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes, go ahead.
I want to greet your guest.
Good evening, Okangbelina.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I hope you are hearing me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
You people are asking what happened to the money, the fuel subsidy and all kinds of things. You are wondering what happened. In my village, they say that you have to be careful the kind of person you put to watch your yam ban. There are some people you put to watch your yam ban and you will not see anything. You go to travel and come back. That's all I will tell you. The kind of people you put to watch the
treasury.
And you know the people that you voted. And you are still asking what happened to this, what happened to this. Me, I will not answer that question. Now when I put them there. Bye-bye.
People that watch the treasury for Nigeria.
Hello, good evening. Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello? Hello? Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, good evening. How are you?
Very well.
Please turn down the volume of your radio.
In the studio.
Thank you. Turn down the volume of your radio.
Yes, the volume is down, Esther. This is ACN from Amoechi.
All right, sir. Welcome. Please go
Thank
ahead,
you.
sir.
Esther, going by everything you and your guests are discussing this evening, it comes down to one thing. And what is that one thing? That the political class are acting movie. That's Nollywood movie with Nigerians.
Nollywood.
Everything you have been discussing in the last 1 hour comes down to one thing: Nollywood movie. We are just seeing the highlights. I said to Mr. Alawal, can a corrupt person fight corruption? When we are talking about the police management is not doing well, if the management of the country is not doing well, how do you expect the management of the police to be in order? Everything about this country has turned to Nollywood. And the last time I called this studio, I reminded us that since Okada riders became bishops overnight in this country, since snake swallowed money in this country, we are joking. What Malami is crying out today, even Olukayode, when he's out of office, He too will cry the same thing.
Tomorrow.
They are playing with us. They are playing with us. Every day we keep hearing about billions, trillions, whereas we don't have 1,000 naira in our pocket. Is that not a Hollywood movie part 20? Is it living in bondage again? This one, they are telling us, they are showing us abracadabra before our own very eyes. There is only one politician in this country who have said to the EFCC, come and investigate me. And up till today, the EFCC has not gone to him. And that man is Peterobi. So I tell you, all these things you see happening. Sheyi Tinubu, the son of the president, all the money he's spending, what is his source of income? What is he? What work is he doing? What is his daily income that he's throwing money around, spending money like a city, like a captain of industry? We are joking, my sister. I commend your effort and that of your guests in the studio, but we need to come to the realization that this political class are playing movie with.
Hello?
Must not be with the president.
Okay.
If we are serious about reviving the electoral system of this country. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you very much. It said Nigeria's total public debt may jump by 40.61 trillion naira to about 193 trillion naira if all loan requests President Tinubu sent to the National Assembly in 2025 are approved and fully disbursed. The requests, which equal about 26.6% of the country's existing debt stock as of June 2025, come amidst growing fiscal pressures and rising foreign currency exposure. Figures from the Debt Management Office show that as of June 30, 2025, Nigeria's total public debt stood at 152.4 trillion naira and made up of 71.85 trillion naira external and 80.55 trillion domestic debts. They said it's used an official exchange rate of 1,529 naira 21 kobo per dollar for that particular report. This is for June. This is for June.
For June. And
not to talk of the loans that the president had borrowed from the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund in 2025 alone. Okay. And the monies are released in tranches.
And still, they didn't meet up.
Interesting.
No meeting up.
Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. Yes, good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Esther.
Boyson, welcome.
And good evening to Mr. Elvis and Mr. Kundayo.
Thank you.
Sir.
I greet all of you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this is Boyson calling from Afromedia.
Welcome, sir.
You see, I've said it times without number that this government, this APC government, is so detached from the people. I've said it severally. Isn't that the same thing you people are just analyzing there? They're so detached. Whatever we are saying, they don't know. It's none of their business. They don't care. They have their own people who advise them on what to do. As it is, I still believe that Mr. President himself is not ready to salvage this country. He is not ready. I've said it severally. And it is still, everything is still coming out. Okay, I just want to ask, Mr. Elvis, I heard what you said. You talked about, I think you were the one that talked about the electoral reform.
Yes.
Please, I want to ask, is it not this same National Assembly that will do the reform? Do you think they are ready to do that? Do you think this crop of National Assembly members now are ready to listen to anybody, to listen to Nigerians for us to have these electoral reforms? Is it possible? I just want to know. I just want a response from you. Thank you very much.
The people have to take the wheel and make sure that what we are asking for, these people come from constituents. They are voted by Nigerians from their various constituents. And if these Nigerians occupy National Assembly and say this is what we want, they are coming back home.
Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, VOP.
Welcome, sir. What's your name, please?
I'm Emeka from Ejigo.
Emeka, please go ahead.
Good evening, our guest in the studio.
Good evening, Emeka.
I must appreciate you for your candid and frank words to Nigerians.
Thank you.
Now, I want to go to the electoral reform. And I want to advise Peterobi equally, if he's listening to us. I will want him to please drop the ambition of president or even being the vice president, because nothing will work without a concrete electoral reform.
Mm-hmm.
If he likes, he can join Atiku 20 times. They can join, even hand in hand join, like the Bible said, though hand join in hand, the sinner among you will not go unpunished. If you like, let Amaechi join Atiku. Atiku join Obi join David Mark, all of them under one ticket. They will never win this election unless electoral reform is put in place. So what I want them to fight for is a complete and comprehensive electoral reform. In fact, let the whole Nigerians stand. Let us take our country back. I beg both to say, pardon me for the word I will use. These people has come to steal, to kill and destroy. There's nothing you will tell us or tell them, they will listen. Their attack dogs are everywhere. Their political allies are everywhere. Look at the way we sing corruption like we are singing the hymns in the church. 2.3 million, 20 trillion, 50 trillion, 230 trillion. In fact, this Nigeria is very strong. We are very, very rich. Because I believe nobody can loot us down. But the way this thing is going, in fact, maybe in the next 5-6 years, after this APC regime, Nigeria will be nowhere to be found. I can bet you. So let them fight for electoral reform. Without that, nothing will work. Nothing. I repeat, our votes will not count. Take for instance what we saw in 2023. Even the governorship election here in Lagos was
all right. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. Hello, good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, are you?
I'm fine. Welcome. What's your name?
My name is Ikenwa Information.
Your name is Ikenna?
Ikenwa Information.
Ikenwa Boyza. All right, go ahead, sir.
Yes, on the issue of the whistleblowing by Dangote, I want to say this. It's unfortunate we don't have a government that is ready to fight corruption. For example, see what Trump did when he mentioned Nigeria as a country of particular concern. He didn't relax on that. If it's our government, they will give order like the one he did one time, order the chief of army staff or chief of defense staff to relocate to social place. I forgot when he came the next time, he was asking, he thought he has come.
IG.
When, if you want to fight corruption, you must follow it up. When you have given a directive, when Trump directed, he said, hey boy, here, look at more. He just left, he spent over 1 week. And believe you me, in the next 1 week, you will get results of that visit. You must follow things as it is if you want to fight corruption. You know, today, do we hear about Rashid Maina again? Someone has gone down the pipe. Others like that. When they raise the case, people will be expecting things to come out of it. At the end of the day, they will just sweep it under the carpet. Before you know, another thing has cropped up, you forgot the past one, and life goes on. Then the people suffer. But have the representatives who are ready to defend the interests of the people. Though the major reason is that most of them were not the people's choices. They came on their own with their own personal agendas and the agendas of their godfathers and those who brought them to power through the back door. And they will continue to play according to the rules.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, yes, you're speaking to Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, how you doing?
How are you doing? How's everything?
I did, Jerry Ibrahim. Your voice is good today. Welcome.
Yeah, I'm okay. I don't speak color now, so I'm okay.
All right, please go ahead.
My own that Emilio Kron, that's Shwaju Adi. So this our president. Just capture the way when you work because that's the President Muhammad Buhari. So Buhari is somebody that when you talk person, whether the person is working, whether it's not working, it's different position, they cannot start all the ministers of company. So what I should want to come, that is not be like personal for him. He said choose that this is my people. This is the people who I want. What Buhari is that to give a position is the northeast. That's most of Garba Shehu, Afakari, everybody is not there. So when you know that you want to be a president and you want to work for Nigeria, you have to admit and look at the person that this person will handle this process. This person does own control. They are just packing people who will work for them and people who they are ready to write their names down, they will do their own money. So Buhari, you not even look at they are taking money in origin. It tells them that they will handle those funds. Handle the fly a little bit. But why should I now come? Start packing people and you know the monitor them, you know the look at and That's why Yemi Oshibajo won't brought it up. He's the one that starts launch the former chairman. So those people, when they give appointment, so they will just they can't be monitored. So Nigeria is only God to help us and what is praying for everything. And by the grace of God, one day Allah, one day Almighty Allah will answer our prayer.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ibrahim. Thank you for calling. Let me take some messages. Good evening, Esther, and to your guest. The president's administration is more of a politician than provides good governance. This dispensation is full of lies and deceit. It's very shameful that the worst of us is reading the best of us. Please invite Mr. Peter Atta to your program. He's a very good analyst. Okay. All right. I'll try to reach out to him. Good evening. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is long. Oh, this was plenty. Good evening, Esther and the guest. The president said, and I quote, "This is August and we have surpassed our revenue target for the year 2025. Esther, where is the reported shortfall from? A house built on lies cannot stand. I thought they said the president is most prepared president Nigeria ever had, and yet he's making kindergarten mistakes governance." Anaclet Anubonwa from Alagbado. Anaclet, good evening to you. Good evening, Esther and the guests in the house. It's unfortunate that despite the looting in the country, Nigeria is still alive. May God help us in this nation. Anikechin on so. All right. Good evening, Esther. Okay. Good evening, Esther. I don't understand why your system of message reading in this place is so biased. Really? Okay. Wow. Okay, fine. Engineer Salau, thank you very much. You had an opportunity to say what you wanted to say, but your claim is selectivism or bias or whatever with text messages. All right, I've read your message. If that's what you want to pass across, well done. Nigeria judiciary has messed up this country. Where is Rashid Maina today? If it's an Igbo man, they'll pursue it till the last. Okay. Good evening, Esther. We can't eat anything. Your guests are saying. Your guests are saying. Oh, Udiok. I don't understand what you send though. Chidi from Oshodi, seeing the level of theft and fund harvest in Nigeria, it is safe to say Nigeria is in the belly of corruption. Slowly, we are progressing to the anus, which will be deadly. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Elvis, Mr. Lawal, and VP family. Esther, I was not happy with you yesterday because you didn't read my question to a tax expert yesterday when he said Nigeria depended on too many free things. I wanted him to be factual and list those free things because in my side we're providing water for ourselves, generator for power, security, education, transport. Amaechi from Mafoluku. Amaechi, no vex. No vex, sir. Good evening, VOP. Please, no government official should gaslight Nigeria about their EFCC ordeal. They should account for their stewardship. Chidozie from Ajegunle. Good evening, Esther, men in the studio. My name is Sunday Uzowulu. You said the protest led by Shura referee Nnamdi Kanu is irrelevant because at the end Nnamdi Kanu went to prison. Good. Also, whatever you people are talking over there is also irrelevant because it does not force government to change. But I can assure you the day it will bust, everyone will collect. Thank you. This Mr. Elvis, now you talk say the protest was irrelevant.
Yeah, I said I have my reasons. I said Nnamdi Kanu's matter should be fought on political ground, not on the streets.
All right, Esther, your guest, good evening. With all the shenanigans going on in Nigeria, would you now blame Shore, calling them criminals? I swear the politicians destroy this country. I stand to be corrected. I rise, KJL. All right, KJL, good evening. Good evening, Esther and Comrade Ekundaya and the other guests. Greet you, sir. Presently, I am tired of talking about Nigeria's problem. Please let me have peace of mind. After 65 years of independence, we still talk as if Nigeria is 5 years old. A day from Lagos. Good evening, Esther, Mr. Elvis, Mr. Ekundaya. Thank you for your insightful contributions on the state of the country. Regarding the revenue shortfall, it is surprising given how government officials continue to praise the president's economic policies. Unfortunately, there is a lot of misinformation and propaganda. This government is pushing the nation in a dangerous direction, and the continuous borrowing appears to be driven by political interest rather than national development. Emmanuel in Lagos. Good evening, sir. Good evening to you. Obed Orji says, Analyst Lawal Ekundaya, you did joke with Esther Wanchuku. The girl carry oil for head. Not only she did science, she'll be fantastic investigator. Mr. Obed Orji, thank you so much. Okay, yes. Malami should face his case. He who calls for equity should be clean. All right, thank you. we're going to take some live appearances. Good evening, gentlemen. Please come and sit down. Thank you for joining us today. It's time for you. Our program still continues. We're not done. All right? We're not done. Please. We're not done, gentlemen. Please kindly just quickly stay with us. Please come and sit down. Good evening. Sit down, please. Good evening. How are you? Welcome.
I'm doing well.
Yes. Glad to be with you this evening. King Elo. Who's King Elo? O'Shea, Philip, okay. Well done.
Thank you.
You guys are ready.
Yeah,
All right, I'm going to start with King Elo. King Elo, kindly tell us precisely why you're here.
Okay. We came here just to give the public the update concerning the tech products we have from our firm. All right. Trio Finance is a Web3 that is giving solutions to most of the tech problems that we are facing right now.